Boxing is in a great place at the moment. We're getting the best, most competitive fights possible under the Riyadh season banner, and just in the last few years, the amount of undisputed title fights have seemingly doubled. Bivol vs Beterbiev, Usyk vs Fury, Amanda Serrano vs Katie Taylor, some of this generation's most talented boxers going head to head to find out who's truly the best. I love it. These are fantastic, and I want to see even more unification fights, but once in a while, a fight like Eubank Jr vs Conor Benn comes around and gets everyone talking. Eubank and Benn aren't the most skilled boxers, they got a lot of opportunities in the sport due to their family names only, and both guys aren't champions. But I haven't been this excited for a fight in a long time. Initially, these two were paired to fight each other due to their father's history, but along the way, Eubank Jr and Conor Benn have developed some truly bad blood, and it's fucking entertaining. I love how in combat sports, there's different types of fights that can get a fan hyped up. Of course, there's the championship level bouts that showcase the pinnacle of fighting skill and IQ, but then you get a domestic dust-up with two decent boxers that absolutely hate each other, and both can capture the attention of fans. Everyone has been talking about this fight because of the press conference antics and the way both guys have carried themselves, and there's not even a belt on the line. Fighters turning their personality up to 11 and making fans invest in them rather than their titles has been commonplace in MMA for years. We have so many characters in the UFC that have never won a belt, but boxing, as of late, has been lacking in this regard. Until now, hopefully. The way Chris Eubank has acted in particular during the pre-fight build-up and press conferences has been nothing short of brilliant. The team around Conor Benn have been biting on everything Eubank has said, and honestly, he's been a pretty decent troll. He absolutely knows how to wind up Eddie Hearn and Conor Benn, and no matter who wins the fight, these are still moments that become immortalized. UFC fans, for example, still go back and watch old Chael Sonnen press conferences, even if he went on to lose the fight. Personality, plus having decent skills of course, is what makes you box office material. Of course you need to have some boxing ability and put on fun fights, but the build-up is equally important. Does Eubank have championship caliber boxing skills? No, we've seen him come up short in the most important fights of his career. Is he entertaining? Recently? Fuck yes. We need more of these types of fights in boxing and on these Saudi undercards. I know the family history between Benn and Eubank played a big part when promoting this fight initially, but these two guys have really stepped up and made the event worth watching without any of that stuff. Their dad's history is just one aspect of the story of the fight now, rather than the sole reason why people tune in. As for my prediction on how the fight will play out, I might leave that for a separate video leading up closer to the event. I just wanted to talk about the importance of putting on these entertaining, non-championship fights where boxers are willing to promote, alongside of course the big undisputed bouts. Both need to exist, and that's one part of the quote UFC model that Saudi needs to examine. There's a lot of rather casual MMA fans that still know the top 10 fighters in most weight classes, because the UFC focus just as much on promoting the non-championship fights and the contenders/gatekeepers in each division. Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Dan Hooker, Chael Sonnen back in the day. All of these guys never won a belt, but they are still massive fan favorites. We need to see this tender love and care towards building up-and-coming fighters and allowing boxers to show off their personality more in the sports. And I hope that Eubank Jr vs Conor Benn is the beginning of that. I'll catch you down the road.